Hey guys, it's quote unquote your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great response video. I'm going to be visiting my nephew this weekend, so made me just think because I know he's going to want to watch this show, although he's not as used into it as he used to be. The thing is, my nephew is three and a half, I think, and he's already like this big time MGTOW, and it's really mainly because of the content that his parents have him consuming. See, that's like when I talk to my brother about it, and look, I'm not going to tell somebody else how to raise their kids, okay? But and because I think that my brother and his my sister-in-law are good parents overall, but I don't agree with like having like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old kid watching MGTOW propaganda. But I mean, the thing is, and what my brother says is like, look, it's a phase. He's 3 years old, so he's always going through a MGTOW phase. The thing is, like I didn't go through a MGTOW phase when I was 3, and like I don't even remember hearing about this, about like kids, and like I mean I remember hearing about kids like the terrible twos and stuff. They would be difficult and stuff, but I don't remember hearing shit about like them becoming MGTOWs. And the reason that this whole like thing now with like kids becoming MGTOWs, like I'm talking about like toddlers becoming MGTOWs, it's really because of the entertainment and stuff, or the shows that they're watching. Stuff like Pete the Cat. And so, I mean, if you're not familiar with the show, I mean, it's totally ridiculous, red pilled show. The Basically, it's trying to it's trying to teach you all this stuff like about how women are just trying to suck your resources and stuff. But then they mix in like black pill. It's like mostly red pill with some black pill shit. There's like I'm trying to remember the names of all the characters. I'm just going to talk about the child characters because there's adults and childs. There's Pete, he's the main character. He's supposed to be kind of like the stereotypical simp type. There's Grumpy Toad, who's supposed to be like the stereotypical incel. There's Gustavo, who's I'm not really sure what his thing is. He's supposed to be just kind of like a foreign weird. I don't know if he's some kind of comic relief, because I can't really see like what the red pill or blue pill have to do with, or black pill have to do with him. For the girls, there's Callie, who's supposed to be like your Stacy type. There's what's her name? I don't know. She's like for some French bulldog. I forgot what her name is though. And she's supposed to be like the Becky type, kind of not even like a high tier Becky, just like sort of a normie Becky type. And then there's Sally the squirrel, who's supposed to just be. It's hard to really I guess kind of like a lower value girl like type, but not, she doesn't really clearly fit into it. So it's not like, I mean, on one hand it's red pilled, but it's a little bit more nuanced than I realized at first. It's not just giving you like the stereotypical red pill MGTOW view. But having said that, I talked about this in the past. The red pill is becoming increasingly dark red. It's becoming increasingly black pilled. And like for instance, like I don't know if you guys are familiar with Undead Chronic, who my nephew also watches. So he some of the red pill stuff he might have got from them, from Undead Chronic. But Undead Chronic stuff, like yes, technically he's red pilled, but there's a lot of like kind of black pilled stuff in that. So this show is a MGTOW show, but it's not like 100% MGTOW. There's black pill elements. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to do like a review of it, see like some black pill lessons we could get from it, and or maybe I don't know, or black pill lessons, and then obviously I'll try to refute any red pill nonsense if it comes up.
What's cooking, cats and kittens? I'm glad you came by, because today our good friend Pete is baking cupcakes, and he's going to have more than just batter on his paws.
Yeah, that guy is their guitar teacher. He's clearly a pedophile. But I don't like, again, it's nothing. I think that this is just has more to do with just kind of like the dark view of like these type of people. Like just because he's an older adult who's single, and he likes to spend time with kids, it makes him a pedophile. obviously the writers of the show have a very cynical view of the world. So anyway, here's Pete the simp, and you can tell they gave him the subcanthal tilt, unlike Bob, who's the Chad, that's his older brother, and then here's the Stacy. You can tell she's got the, what do you call it? She's got kind of like the female version of Hunter Eyes, the cat-like up things. I don't know, positive canthal tilt. So look at this. I mean, like Pete, who has been like insanely friend zoned here. He has her at his house so he can make cupcakes with her. It's like, dude, have some fucking self-respect. I mean, have some self-respect. Like she's not into you. This isn't going to help. And also, you're bringing her to your house where your brother is, your Chad brother is. So it's like you're like, I mean, that's probably the whole reason she even wanted to come, because she was hoping to get a chance to see Bob.
Making bodacious bright blue blueberry cupcakes for Dennis's birthday was a great idea, Pete. I loved the idea so much that I crafted this cookbook /blueprint/guidebook/illustrated recipe. Let's get started.
So this is the MGTOW shit. They're basically saying like, okay, she comes in and she immediately just starts trying to run everything. This is what they're saying, like the MGTOW thing, like women like, will come off like nice and stuff, but then they come in and they want to completely run your life, and they like, want to like control it. And even like, look at her face right now. She's like kind of nasty and abusive. So they're trying to set that whole thing up.
Step 1A, get the mixing bowls.
I've got the blueberry cupcake blues. So long.
Again, I mean, it's so heavy-handed. I know because it's like a show for kids, they have to do it, but like she tries to put it into sugar. She can't even do the sugar. So this is like that more of the things, stuff like, women can't even cook. We don't need women. They can't cook. It's like, well, okay, well, Pete's not doing a great job either. Didn't you see like he got that whole thing exploded in his face? So, but like the difference is when Pete fucks something up, it's like, oh, look at this pathetic incel type, who's or this, he's more of a beta than an incel, but like more of this pathetic beta who just can't do anything right. It's supposed to be funny. But when Callie can't do cooking right, then it's supposed to be something sinister. It's like, dude, it's not even about that. Like the reason women can't cook is the same reason men can't cook. It's because people are getting increasingly useless. It's not some feminist conspiracy.
Some sugar, so sweet. Make that blue frosting. It's a treat to eat. I've got the blueberry cupcake blues. I've got the blueberry cupcake blues. Pete?
So the thing with it, like you notice the mom is helping them out, and I think what they're trying to do is set the thing as like how things used to be back in the day. Like Pete's mom is still kind of like she's not a housewife or anything, but she still like takes care of the kids and is cooking and cleaning and stuff. And it's not like you see his dad in the episodes too, so he's not like absent or anything. It's just, but I think what they're trying to do is like set up like the dichotomy between Pete's mom, who is like sort of what women used to be and who provided a lot of value in relationships, and then try to set that against Callie, sort of the younger Stacy type who brings no value to a relationship. The idea that like this is what women are today, and this is what you don't have anymore. So if you're a young kid watching this, you're a young guy watching this, you need to just forget about women, because you're like the type of value that maybe you got from your own mother, or that your dad got from your mother, or that like your grandparents have got, that doesn't exist anymore. All that's out there today is a bunch of spoiled Callie types.
Spotless! Okay, let's take these bodacious bright blue blueberry cupcakes to Dennis's party. Someone...
I believe that the phrase Callie was looking for was someone stole the cupcakes.
Who could have taken our cupcakes? And why? And how? This is a crime scene. We have to investigate. The same way that Catalina investigates in her mystery series, Catalina Case Solver. Musical detective. I gotta look here.
So again, this is where they're really laying on the nonsense stick here. They're basically what they're trying to say is like, okay, she completely takes charge, right? So this is where we're in like pure red pill nonsense here. So like, oh, if Pete just like stood up and showed like, hey, look, I'm the alpha here, I'm in charge, I'm gonna like find out who took these cupcakes. And instead of like letting himself be like rolled over by Callie, that she'd be into him. But the thing is, it's not about that at all. Because imagine if it wasn't Pete there. Imagine if it was Bob, Pete's older brother, for those of you who haven't seen the show. Would she have been acting like that? No. She would have been like, because she was already into him. She'd have gone up and she'd been like, oh, Bob, how are we going to find the cupcakes? Tee-hee, like stuff like that. Like, where am I going to get, like, that's what she would have been acting like. She doesn't respect Pete. She's not attracted to him. So this, and don't get me wrong, like, if she doesn't respect you, she is not going to be attracted. Like I said in the Kino body, she has to respect you. But the thing is, this is like an example of there's nothing really that Pete can do to earn her respect. She doesn't respect him because, of his, he's not bad looking, but he's not great looking. He's certainly not good looking as Bob, but he's a little on the shorter side. And, he's just kind of got, a beta personality, which is just as genetic as height or frame or face, So, like, this red pill bullshit that, like, Pete's going to, just by holding frame, he's going to get Callie. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. No, absolutely not. Maybe he could get, whatever the French Bulldog's name is, but he's not going to get Callie, okay? He's been, like, friend zoned to hell and back. So that's fucking ridiculous. So...
pretending to be ace detective Kattenberg von Yarn Rattler.
I see crumbs! Look, Yarn Rattler, the crumbs lead outside. These footprints should lead us to the cup.
You guys probably picked up on this, but the thing is, you can see, like, Callie is clearly playing the Sherlock Holmes alpha. Pete is playing the beta Watson type. So, again, the idea is, like, Pete's not being an alpha, shit, like he's being beta bucks, so to speak, and it's just like, okay, we get the idea, guys. You don't have to like keep like, like banging this into our heads. We get it. Pete's a beta, all right? Just tell us the fucking story.
Cake thief. Come on, Pete. Oh, Detective Kattenberg von Yarn Rattler.
Pete wanted to keep playing detective, but he also wanted to head back to the kitchen and bake more cupcakes. They still had time to make a new batch for Dennis, but before he could say a word, Callie was already on the case.
Yeah, Dennis is their turtle friend. He's like not really part of their crew. Like he sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. I don't really know if I would describe Dennis as an incel. He's kind of just a normie type. But this is like, so this like the MGTOW thing is saying like, well, Pete just needs to go his own way and build and make cupcakes for his friend, his male friend. And like, I don't know. I could kind of go either way on this one. I agree that in this case, I agree that Pete needs to say, look, the cupcakes are gone. We need the cupcakes for Dennis's birthday. We don't have time for this. We got, if you want to keep looking, fine. But I'm going to go make cupcakes for Dennis's birthday. Okay. So I agree. But again, when back, at the risk of repeating myself, what I don't agree is trying to make this into some like anti-woman MGTOW thing. Because being a MGTOW is about a lot more. Maybe for some guys would say it's differently, but in my experience dealing with MGTOWs, watching their stuff, it's about a lot more than just than just doing your own thing like on an as needed basis or standing up for yourself. It's about eschewing women entirely because they're not worth it. But I don't think that Pete needs to eschew like even being friends with Callie. And he needs to like stand up for himself and not even stand up for himself, just go and say, look, right now what's important to me is that we make these cupcakes for Dennis. If you want to look, go ahead. But it's got nothing to do with saying like, so just, I mean, if you're saying like, if they just wanted to make a message to just be don't simp, that would be fine. That would be fine. And I would totally support that. I do agree that kids need to be taught not to simp. But I mean, come on. Look, we all know what the subtext is here. The subtext here is not don't simp. The subtext is that women want you to simp. They want you to be beta bucks. And they're all trying to rope you into this. They're what you see with Callie. That's what women are, and it's not true. Now I know that there's a generation thing. Maybe the younger generation is a little different, but I mean I don't think so. I doubt that personalities have changed that much. That all women are these manipulative shrews, and they're certainly not a conspiracy to get us on the quote unquote plantation. It's just nonsense, and kids really shouldn't be exposed to it. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next.